ask yourself, if you don't know who this person is, you have no idea of the world we live in and the influence people like this have had. Persians reconquered Babylon, then they told the Israelites to go back and they built the second temple, and then Christ came.
What was that, like 500 BC, something like that?
Yes, then Christ came, the second temple. The third one goes up, my friend, it's bye-bye. When you see that temple, wait for the one-eyed liar. Wait for a human being who will appear. I promise you. Remember this if you're watching this show. Then you're going to know who told the truth or not. You will see a human being who will have powers that no human being has. He will speak things and have power when the world is in complete and utter destruction. Famine, starvation, global warming, whatever you want to call it, wars. This guy's going to appear promising you food and all this stuff and peace and all that. But remember, he'll have two eyes. One eye will look like when you pop a grape. He'll have one eye that is damaged. He will be the one-eyed liar, the false Messiah, because the only true Messiah is Jesus Christ. When Jesus came back the first time, he came for the Israelites. They didn't listen. They fell from grace. They lost their connection for revelation. This is what the Muslims believe. Mm-hmm. So then from the house of Isaac, God went to the house of Ishmael for the final revelation. They don't believe Islam is a new religion. They believe because we allowed the corruption. I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. We don't have his gospel. We have Mark and Luke and Matthew and Paul, who wrote half the Bible. Paul, someone that was executing Christians. Okay? This is the theory the Muslims have. Whoever betrayed Jesus Christ was the one that was hung on that cross. How can you forsake yourself? If you're a Christian, ask yourself, how can you forsake yourself if you're God? And a God doesn't pray. A God gets prayed to. So who's Christ praying to in Matthew 26? Pull it up. But this is not what we were going to talk about today, Julian, Dorey.
So this was the counter of what the advocate is from the Christian perspective.
Yeah. Wait, say that again.
Christians better start learning Aramaic.
I got your mic on.
Yeah, so this is what the Christians referred to as the advocate. You guys
they try to pass it on as the Holy
Ghost.
Ghost.
Let him read it.
So it says here in John 16:7, Jesus refers to the Holy Spirit, which Beck, you were saying, as the advocate. The Greek word translated as advocate is
Paraclete.
Parakletos, which can also mean
Paraclete, helper, advisor, counselor,
mediator,
the comforter. Depends what translation of the Bible you use.
Yeah.
All right. In a human court system, an advocate speaks for their client's rights, similar to a lawyer. In John 16, Jesus is referring to the Holy Spirit as a mediator who will allow him to continue to be with his followers, even though he is not physically present with them.
I'm asking Christians, you want to unlock the truth? Dig deep into these verses. Stop going to people that give you biased information. Learn Aramaic.
Right.
I'm not Arabic, but when I pray in Arabic. Why? To preserve the book. That's why every Muslim on earth prays in Arabic. These books were taken from ancient Aramaic, Hebrew, converted into ancient Greek, not spoken anymore. Ancient Greek to ancient Latin, not spoken anymore. From Latin into English, lost in translation.
It is a huge...
And if you need a reminder, and I'm going to finish with this. If you need a reminder, there's 10 commandments. So why didn't God tell us about this first? Well, he's trying to trick us? All of a sudden we have this, we have this, we have that. No, he said, I'm one. Only worship me. Don't worship anyone else. Don't pray to the creation. Pray to the creator. Period.
Right. So, but this is also a huge issue because when you look at even like the English, just one language, the English translations of the Bible, there's fucking 15 for every verse. You know,
who's King James to make his own version? He left out 7 or 8 books from the Douay Bible.
Yeah.
Okay? Who gave him the authority? So, again, this is not what this episode was supposed to be about.
I don't care, Beck. It's fine. You're making it about this. It's good. Just don't keep saying that.
But I want to get back to the aliens, man.
All right.
I just want to talk about the aliens.
Let's get you your piss break, and when we come back, we'll be on the aliens. How about that? Is that good?
Respect to everybody.
All right, cool. All right, we're back. So you want to talk about, you've been putting at this the whole time. We started with some alien stuff. We got that into the demonic realm. I think it's really good we covered that. I think that's all, it's all interrelated. So you're doing fine. But you look at some of the alien stuff through the lens of things you've hinted at today, including like the guys like Alistair Crowley. Am I right about that?
Absolutely.
Can you explain that, please?
Yes. So regardless of what faith you are, we all believe in the demonic realm. We believe the devil's real. That's whether you're a Jew, Christian, or Muslim. We have the same bad guy, okay? I explained earlier that that species lived on Earth long before humanity. I explained that they have powers that we don't have, okay? They have certain abilities that we do not have. And we learn most about this from the prophet Solomon, who's also in all three faiths. This is why the Masons, the illuminated ones, they're always doing rituals with the two pillars, which represent the Solomon's temple. Solomon was a prophet that God gave the power over this dimension and the unseen dimension. We know in science that there's more than one dimension. This is what they say now. All of them say it. There's more than one dimension. My question is, do you not think there might be something living in that dimension? This is where the dangers of technology like CERN, we don't fully understand. I think they may be opening wormholes to parallel dimensions where that demonic realm may be able to come into our realm with their powers. The power to shapeshift, the power to travel faster than the blink of an eye and bring you back objects. We know this from Solomon. They helped Solomon construct his temple. He used to command the demonic realm, okay, to jump into the deepest parts of the ocean and bring out pearls the size of, tennis balls. He decorated his temple with these jewels. We know that when he summoned the Queen of Sheba, which is present-day Ethiopia, she had a massive throne. This is in the Quran. You can also pull it up. And he told the jinn, the demonic realm, to bring back this massive throne before she made it to his kingdom physically. So she was already en route. He made the demons bring her throne in the blink of an eye. So when she appeared there, she's like, this is my throne. Like, how is my throne here? And then she realized that Solomon was a prophet of God with the powers granted to him by God. Okay? We know that they can shapeshift from the story of Cain. We know that they can inspire thought and attack us, what you would call telepathy, okay? To project thoughts into our minds. That little cartoon with the angel and the devil on your shoulder, that's real. They follow us everywhere we go. They know how we think. They know what we talk. They know what we speak. They know if you're upset at your wife, you should get revenge on her. It's that thought that you think is yours. It's not. Jeffrey Dahmer, or whoever it was, son of Sam, the dog was telling him to do it.
Yeah.
By the way, one of their most favorite creatures to take shape of is a dog.
Why?
This is based on the Islamic tradition. Snakes and dogs.
Why dog, though?
They like to shapeshift into those more than anything else. I don't know why. It's very common for their species to do that.
Where the dog whispers in your ear?
No, but to take the form of a dog.
Yeah.
Okay? I truly believe pets, animals, can see that dimension. That's why sometimes a dog is screaming and you don't know why. They're seeing what you can't see.
Or a squirrel.
No, I mean, like, if there's nothing around and just for no reason barking and barking and barking in your house, they probably just saw one of these demons in your home. They can see things we can't see. Their eyes may not be shielded the way ours are. Because if we could see these creatures, then we know that the test that we're in to, the test of humanity, living this life, finding God, being righteous. If we knew that the devils were 100% real, then we know that heaven's real. If we could see God once, we wouldn't act to our true nature. We would say, well, God is real. I don't want to go to hell. And common sense would override what we would actually do. That's why we don't see God. If we saw him, then we would all be like, he's real, hell's real. I don't want to go to hell forever. I'm not going to kill people. I'm going to behave. That's why we can't see him. It's like seeing the answers to the test while you're taking the test. But this dimension, okay, they live parallel to us. One of my theories is just like they helped Solomon build his temple, is that either A, they had built these temples and these pyramids themselves, or B, the communities that worship these beings
you're saying.
gave them the knowledge how to do these things, or even help them construct these things.
So you're saying...
Remember, they were sacrificing people left and right, the Aztecs, pulling hearts out. That was to these demonic beings.
So these demonic beings are what Alistair Crowley drew?
Summoned.
Well,
Alistair Crowley, ask yourself, guys, we don't have hours and hours to go over this stuff. I've spoke about this on many podcasts. I did it with Nino Rodriguez, former heavyweight boxing champion of the world. I did this on Danny Jones, and I'm doing it here with you. Ask yourself, if you don't know who this person is, you have no idea of the world we live in and the influence people like this have had.
Okay, you want me to read his bio?
Alistair Crowley is the key to understanding that most of the technology we have today, this alien agenda, all goes back to him.
Okay, so it says Alistair Crowley was an English occultist, philosopher, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, novelist, and mountaineer. He founded the religion of Thelema, identifying himself as the prophet entrusted with guiding humanity in the Aeon of Horus in the early 20th century. A prolific writer, he published widely over the course of his life. Born to a wealthy family in Royal Lamington Spa, Warwickshire, Crowley rejected his parents' fundamentalist Christian Plymouth Brethren faith to pursue an interest in Western esotericism. He was educated at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he focused his attentions on mountaineering and poetry, resulting in several publications. Some biographers allege that he was recruited into a British intelligence agency, very interesting, further suggesting that he remained a spy throughout his life. In 1898, he used the esoteric Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic by Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers and Alan Bennett. He went mountaineering in Mexico with Oscar Eckenstein before studying Hindu and Buddhist practices in India. In 1904, he married Rose Edith Kelly and they honeymooned to Cairo, Egypt, where Crowley wrote down, quote, the Book of the Law, a sacred text that serves as the basis for Thelema, which he said had been dictated by a supernatural entity named Aiwas. Announcing the state of the Aeon of Horus, the book declared that its followers do what thou wilt and seek to align themselves with their true will through the practice of ceremonial magic.
And that's the opposite of what the word Muslim means. Okay. Muslim means one who submits their will to God. So if you're doing as thou will, you're following your desires, you're following the demonic realm.
Okay, I'm just going to finish this part. So after the unsuccessful 1905 Kanchenjunga expedition and a visit to India and China, Crowley returned to Britain, where he attracted attention as a prolific author of poetry, novels, and occult literature. In 1907, he and George Cecil Jones co-founded an esoteric order, the AA, through which they propagated Thelema. After spending time in Algeria in 1912, he was initiated into another esoteric order, the German-based Ordo Templi Orientis, rising to become the leader of its British branch, which he reformed in accordance with his Thelemite beliefs. Through OTO, Thelemite groups were established in Britain, Australia, and North America. Crowley spent the First World War in the United States, where he took up painting and campaigned for the German war effort against Britain. His biographers later revealed that he had infiltrated the pro-German movement to assist the British intelligence services. In 1920, he established the Abbey of Thelema, a religious commune in Cefalù, Sicily, where he lived with various followers. His libertine lifestyle led to denunciations in the British press, and the Italian government evicted him in 1923. He divided the following 2 decades between France, Germany, and England and continued to promote Thelema until his death. Crowley gained widespread notoriety during his lifetime, being a drug user, bisexual, and an individualist social critic. Crowley has remained a highly influential figure over Western esotericism and the counterculture of the 1960s and continues to be considered a prophet of Thelema. He is the subject of various biographies and academic studies. Whoa, there's a lot on the bone.
And who's his best friends? L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, a religion that tries to convince us we were created by aliens.
It's not a religion, but yeah.
Okay, but basically.
Yeah, they call themselves that.
And
thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.